The Galaxy and LAFC meet in the Rose Bowl with first place on the line. There's a clear leader in the race to buy Angel City FC. And you really shouldn't buy into internet rumors that are mixing Demar DeRozan and the LA Lakers. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. So it is July 4th, 2024. Happy Independence Day. What better way to celebrate the birth of a nation than good times, summer, and a blinding rainstorm here in the Midwest. This is one of the many reasons why I miss being in SoCal, but whatever. We have LA sports, and if you like being in the know about LA, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It lets you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. Arizona 12, Dodgers 4. Freddie Freeman and Teoscar Hernandez hit home runs. But let's be real, the less said about that game, the better. Meanwhile, today, Arizona's at the Dodgers again at 6. Landon Knack, 1-1 with a 2.08 ERA. Zach Gallen is 6-4 with a 2.83 ERA. And LAFC against the LA Galaxy. Galaxy game day and Independence Day. Give me all of that. Matter of fact, I feel like leading the program by talking about it. So, I'm going to take the Galaxy tonight. Although I wouldn't run to a sports book and put money down on it. Because again, as mentioned earlier, this is a battle for first place in MLS's Western Conference. Both teams are tied in points. And LAFC have the slimmest of margins when it comes to goal differential. So normally, look, throughout the history of El Trafico, I've been looking for reasons to say that the Galaxy will at least draw. And I do that with history as my guide. See, for many years, there was a striking talent imbalance in favor of LAFC, and yet many times the Galaxy would at least draw. Perhaps it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic meeting the moment and the Galaxy would win. Perhaps it was just good old-fashioned, you don't have LA like you think you do moxie. But the Galaxy lead this rivalry, the greatest in MLS, for a reason. As for tonight, you go through the position groups and the margin ain't that big in either direction, frankly, no matter what the position group is. I mean, I will say that I like French legend Hugo Lloris for LAFC in goal over John McCarthy, but not by that much. I think the back lines are a bit of a push. LAFC tends to have an idea of keeping people out of their penalty area completely, let alone get a good shot, which makes sense. But the Galaxy have posted 3 consecutive shutouts. In the midfield, I think Ricky Puig will become the ultimate reason that the Galaxy win. I really do. He did a lot of damage the last time these two teams were at the Rose Bowl last year. I know, I was there. I saw the guy score the game winner. This is a guy who wanted to ball for FC Barcelona, was part of their system. So you're thinking, here's a guy as a youngster imagining he was going to be part of one of the world's great soccer clubs. And as much as I enjoy the Galaxy, as much as I enjoy MLS, you cannot confuse that with, say, Champions League in Europe. So this is the closest he ever gets to crowds that intense. And I believe he rises to this occasion. Then you wind up looking at the forwards. You're looking at 2 terrific wingers for both teams. For LAFC, you're looking at defending Golden Boot winner Dennis Bouanga and MLS Player of the Month, Matus Bogusz. But again, go back to Puig. The Galaxy wingers, the Galaxy forward line is a symphony of speed. If the Galaxy back line gets a stop, they immediately look for Puig. Puig then knows that Gabriel Peck and Joseph Paintsil have ignited the Jets. So Puig either drives a long pass to one of them, or if LAFC says, wait a minute, we're not going to get beat deep, we're going to play back a little bit with our back four, Puig is going to notice that, and he's going to get a good head of steam on his own, charging up the middle. And he is not afraid to shoot from the outside of the penalty area. Now, I recognize that this is a guess, but I believe the way that the Galaxy offense runs, I do believe that a shot from outside the penalty area will make the difference. But once again, I'm just a humble reporter. And when I mean humble, I mean I got out of reporting because the news industry went. So this is not exactly something that you go running into a Vegas casino and put all your money on. But I'm taking the Galaxy tonight. And that's the memo. Months of infighting about the ownership group of Angel City FC has finally been quelled. Did they hug it out? Oh, absolutely not. They're going to sell the team. Disney CEO Bob Iger and his wife, a dean from USC, who we'll discuss in just a moment, are closing in on buying controlling interest, which sounds great on the surface level. But from there, everything gets so damn politically correct and pointlessly weird, which I think is kind of inevitable when it's all focused on political correctness. Look, Angel City is allegedly the most valuable women's soccer team in the world at $250 million, which is weird because they don't win anything. They've qualified for the NWSL playoffs once. That is like claiming that the Jacksonville Jaguars are the most important or most valuable team in the NFL. You have to be reminded the Jacksonville Jaguars exist. If Angel City FC wasn't flush with so much capital, if they didn't play in Los Angeles, you'd have to be reminded that they exist. Let's be honest about this. Second thing, some of the owners of Angel City wanted to sell because they said that the other owners wouldn't control expenses. Wouldn't control expenses? For the most valuable women's soccer team in the world? How does that jibe together? Third, after all of the caterwauling, they couldn't even claim that the team was for sale. They were fighting so much. And now they're claiming that the team has to be sold to a woman. Super important. We must protect the precious when it comes to uplifting the gender. We must give those little girls with piggy banks a reason to dream. You know? Now, let's be real. Does anybody really believe that Willow Bay, Bob Iger's wife, is the primary breadwinner in the family? Do you really buy that? That she's the real brains behind the Disney empire? Really? So if this deal gets done, you are going to read a lot about Willow Bay and just barely a peep or two about the guy who cut the check. ESPN's story led with Willow Bay becoming a major female sports owner. And it's Bob Iger's money. This is literally every female gold-digging stereotype that I've ever heard in my life. Right? I'm not saying Willow Bay is a moron. She's a dean at USC. The woman is clearly intelligent. But let's be real. I don't care how much a dean at a college makes. This is a $250 million potential purchase. And meanwhile, dean of USC, married to the guy who runs Disney. Mickey Mouse. Stop it. See, even if you're a dean at USC, you still know enough about marrying up. I'm not trying to go team red pill on all of you guys. Let's just be honest about that. This is Jane Jetson grabbing the wallet from George Jetson as he's going to work. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to claim that I'm a baller either. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be standing on a pitch in Irvine like a douchebag as I get introduced to a crowd of about 5,000 as the minority owner of Orange City SC. I am under no illusions. I'm not a baller. I'm not the owner. And the press isn't going to suggest I am either. Which is why we shouldn't be suggesting Willow Bay is the primary reason that Angel City FC is still under female hands. Bob Iger is a one buying that team. His wife is along for the ride. Let's just keep it real. Before I drop some Lakers news on you, I wanted to talk about the one alleged big name that's remaining out there in NBA free agency. I realize many fans are kind of like that meme right now. Many Laker fans are like the meme of a drawing of a guy holding a stick, poking a Lakers logo and saying, "Do something." So then what are we to make of Demar DeRozan, the former USC player who has carved out a pretty damn good NBA career? Simply put, don't buy the rumors that you hear about DeRozan being linked up with the Lakers. He's a mid-range shooter. He does not fit in with a lot of teams in today's NBA. Give you an idea. The Celtics attempted the most threes and were second in defense. Oklahoma City won the Western Conference in the regular season. They led in three-point percentage, and they were fourth in the league in defense. Every Lakers coach since Phil Jackson has been stressing the importance of taking threes. DeMar DeRozan attempted just 2.8 three-pointers last season per game. 2.8 per game last season. That was the second highest of his career. So you have a new coach coming in, a sharpshooter in J.J. Redick from back in his playing days. He too wants the Lakers to jack up threes, and DeMar DeRozan just won't do it. So keep that in mind every time you go to the interwebs and you hear about the latest hot breaking rumor about DeMar DeRozan coming to LA. Now, also with the Lakers, at least, look, I didn't enjoy the hire of J.J. Redick. The scars on my forearms are still just starting to heal. I'm a cutter. But the Lakers knew damn well they couldn't hand the keys of the franchise to a first-time head coach without some sort of backup, right? So they hired former head coaches Scott Brooks and Nate McMillan as assistants. Brooks not only was a head coach, he also has experience helping new coaches learn on the job. He helped lessen the learning curve for Chauncey Billups in 2021. We don't believe this is going to complete the Lakers staff. Possible additions include former Lakers players Jared Dudley and Rajon Rondo. Another former head coach who's not in the running to join the staff is Dwayne Casey. This is according to ESPN. And we're not going to have Taurean Prince to kick around anymore in Lakers colors. The Athletic is reporting he's going to Milwaukee. It'll be his sixth NBA team. The Dodgers are obviously looking to make trades, but it does take two to tango. I bring that up because the other teams want players back, you know. So according to former general manager Jim Bowden, the players that opposing teams covet the most are Landon Knack, Gavin Stone, and Bobby Miller. And if you're wondering what's holding up an immediate trade, that is the reason why. They are not going to give up one of those three or a combination of those three right now. Shohei Ohtani said he will not participate in Home Run Derby, and that's all I care to mention about it. Home run derby does absolutely nothing for me. And what it does for the competitors, it ruins their swing. So this is a good idea. Joe Kelly started for Rancho Cucamonga on his rehab assignment. He needed only 5 pitches to complete his inning of work. He might have done the pouty face on his way off the mound, but the look is pretty much what everybody from Fontana looks like in the first place. Kelly's been out since May. Props to the people of Fontana, by the way. Dave Roberts said Brusdar Graterol will miss at least a couple of more months. He has missed the entire season so far with right shoulder inflammation. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Who do you got? Galaxy or LAFC? For that matter, do you enjoy Angel City FC soccer, and are you excited about a change in ownership? And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Actually, later tonight with a rapid report of Galaxy soccer. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.